What is the first thing you would buy if you had infinite money? This very moment, if I were given unlimited money, I would go and purchase a freestanding bathtub. I think that's what they're called, like one that can fit my 6'4" ass. I take extremely frequent bubble baths after work and I need a tub that actually fits me. Really fucking sucks that this shit is so expensive and is typically its own type of insurance plan in America, where I'm assuming you're from. Dental work absolutely should be included as part of regular healthcare plans and it fucking sucks that it isn't. I've always said there's something especially sad about crying while eating. I don't know why, but it just hits different to me. I made my ex-girlfriend cry while eating once, accidentally, and I've never forgotten how awful I felt. Hope you're doing better now. Amazon. I'd make all the workers pee in bottles. Then I'd take those bottles and make it train anywhere Jeff Bezos is. I'd pay them an extra $15 per hour too. Definitely a house, like I'm 17 living with 3 younger sisters and dear God I just want a place where I won't hear them yelling about the other stepping in the room. My dream house, then security probably to keep me and my house safe. Then I would donate huge amount to charity and to my family, and of course to streamers because it's my money and why the F not after all. Buy every single overpriced GPU I can find, then distribute them to gamers and whatnot at MSRP, and not a cent over, since I would have infinite money. Since I'm too lazy to look for a house, probably 6 sound systems, for me, my friends, my parents and anyone I visit cause I don't want to hear bad quality music again. Amazon, Nestle, and as many $1 billion plus corporations as I can. Once I'm CEO, I would stop every human rights violations they cause and give all the profits. Since I have infinite money I won't need it, to charities and funding to green energy and stopping climate change. If I had unlimited money I would be far too shocked to do anything with it for a while and then be tempted to set the entire world into chaos by destabilizing every economy in the entire world. First thing, probably all the games on my boyfriend's Steam wishlist. It's the easiest to achieve time-wise, and with all the games he buys his friends, he deserves it, too. Take my mother on vacation. My brother and I always appreciated how our mom struggled so much to provide for the 3 of us. We both promised each other once we have more money, we'd take mom on a nice trip somewhere. A farm. I hated being from a small town as a kid, but now I'm almost 30 and I dream of a farm and the freedom of being out in the middle of nowhere. I miss my childhood and true friendships, unlike now where everything seems like a competition. Sigh. Apagani Huara. Been loving that car since I first saw it as a kid and I know I'll never have one, but it'd be super cool. Then it starts some big ass charities, ain't no one gonna starve. Start on a global quest to find the best tuna melt, buy the recipe and then make the best tuna melt a few times a week for the rest of my life, or until I get sick of it, or until I watch Seaspiracy again and just stop eating anything from the ocean altogether. Perhaps an exige or 7 or something the appropriate weight, but not until I can be satisfied with that melted cheddar and tuna. Who knows? Cheddar may not even be the answer. I got an inheritance years ago. It wasn't millions, but I'm good. I remember the first time I bought the expensive hand soap at the grocery store. It was a nice feeling. The next best time was when I had car trouble and realized I could fix it without a blow to my lifestyle. A nuclear research facility. Then I'd plunge the Earth into a nuclear water world by detonating 100 billion worth of nuclear explosives at both polar ice caps. Everyone deserves to die. If you didn't, you'd live forever. A large block of flats. hotels and a series of businesses that require low-skilled labor. I would then help people off the streets by offering them employment and a safe place to live whilst they get on their feet, allowing people trapped by the system to be able to circumvent the usual crap that prevents them doing this. More money, or valuable things like crypto and stocks. I wouldn't trust that the infinite money was infinite. I'd follow it with a bunch of jewelry, so that I'd have some physically secure holdings. Then some houses and shit. I think the guy who said sushi had it right, so maybe a jet to take me to get some sushi from Jiro. I'm a big car guy, and I work in Greenwich, Connecticut, so I'd head to Putnam Avenue and pick out a Ferrari, McLaren, Aston Martin and a Porsche. Then I'd hire a truck to follow me to California with the 3 cars I'm not driving at the moment, switching cars every few hundred miles. I honestly just want a nice home, a nice car, education for my children and to be comfortable. Give the rest to children and animal charities. I don't need it all. I'd go Tony Stark style, pay for all sorts of seemingly nonsense research. The suits and other stuff could come at a later date. I feel like we would have stuff like an HIV cure if everyone could check if their idea would work. If you have infinite money, then you can buy anything and everything, and if you can buy anything and everything whenever you want, then in a way, you already own everything, and at that point, I think I wouldn't really have the desire to buy anything special because I would already own it all. I would probably build some underground shit and try to keep it on the low and make my own servers and an artificial satellite and then help out Elon Musk with his stuff. I always think it's funny when people say a house or a private jet, because there's no way that's the first thing you'd buy. Those types of transactions take several days. You'd definitely buy something before that. For most of us, the real answer is probably food of one kind or another. A metric fuckton of lottery tickets and a bunch of weirdly specific shady gold. That way when the IRS comes knocking I have got some proof where my windfall came from. I found that treasure hidden in the Rockies and bought lotto tickets which inevitably won. 100+ acre farm with buildings to use for a farm and animal rescue, fostering. I would adopt a ton of senior dogs to ensure they live out their golden years safe and comfortable. I would give generously to a particular cause I'm fond of. Then I would buy a car. I really do need one. I'm tired of getting crap from my friends about what I drive. I got crap from my brother tonight about it. Instantly buy my way into a nuclear facility or something, then nuke North Korea. I'd pay billions of dollars to everyone to keep them silent, probably then start some sort of humanitarian work. Artificial island in the Pacific the size of a small continent. Then I would build various estates and manors and invite servants to do my bidding. I would also have a harem of Eastern European hookers, Latina hookers, and hookers from all over Europe, the best chiefs from around the world. Everything would be made from scratch and grown by my servants. I would live like a king for the rest of my life. Science equipment. I would regularly buy the newest and fanciest scientific tools. I would buy parts to build my own tools and try to create some of the most advanced scientific equipment the world has ever seen. Just playing in a lab all day with microscopes, lasers, spectrometers, and CVD systems with unlimited budget sounds like a freaking blast. Pay all of my debt off, then start looking for land and talking with someone to design my house if I can't find a good combo. Give back to those who have actually helped me have a few people killed and invest. A lawyer. If I have infinite money, then someone might know about it. If anyone knows about it, it's gonna ruin my life. Gotta make sure to get the legal aspects locked away before I do anything else. The opportunity to rent away by my own without telling anybody who know me, because I care too much, and I don't want to care anymore. I have to take care right now of a lot of things, that without me will fall apart, and I wish could just enjoy my life peacefully without worrying. A country, vote for me and I'll give everyone in the country $10,000 a year. Politicians and generals would also get money, so I would get their support. I was going to say $1 million, but that might cause everyone to quit their jobs. All of the businesses and banks in America, then start pushing them into less pollutive means. That way I can stay on a planet where my infinite money matters. Then I'd only use it for petty things or things I need, like I'd pay off my house and buy food every week, then just buy games I want sometimes. Aside from that, I'd just turn as much as I could into liquid assets for my family to use once I'm gone. I would pay off my loans, if that counts. Then I would move me and my horse halfway across the country to where a couple of my friends live and buy us all an acreage or something. A house next to all my favorite comedians and celebs. Like, imagine waking up, going to get the mail, and you see Adam Sandler and his Hawaii button-up and shorts literally doing anything. You're bound to laugh at the nothing that he's doing. How do you choose? Something to make the world massively better? Probably. Delete student loan debt. Buy out all education systems and make them all incredible. Buy out all power production and make them go green. Buy out all plastic manufacturers and force compliance. End whaling. Buy the nation of Brazil and restore the rainforest. A gas furnace for my daughter's house. They currently use a wood-burning stove for heat. That gives off a lot of pollutants. Her baby was premature and has lung problems. She's been in the hospital over 9 months. Will come home with a tray and a G-tube. Time. I'd be able to quit work and enjoy life. Working in our garden and fixing up the house. Waking up happy knowing I can spend time with the people I care about without having to worry about working all of my time away. A new car. I don't mind commuting on my bike, but I'd never have to work again, so I'd probably just cruise around the country riding all the best mountain bike trails and examining all the awesome botany. A Series 3000 Nvidia card. The prices for those things are depressing. I'm building a fairly nice rig, i7 10th Gen, 1440 monitors, etc., but still have to just use IGPU. Think buying a mansion and then sleeping on an air mattress. Some celebratory drinks, and a lawyer on retainer as I'm inevitably hunted down and seduced, coerced by people who want to legally inherit infinite money, meaning I need a contingency in writing. I'd set up a funeral for when I die, fully clothed in a suit, enclosed in a coffin and covered with clear acrylic, so in a clear coffin-shaped plastic box, then with the plate having my name and date of birth, date of death, put onto a rocket and then launched to land on the moon to sit until the sun goes red giant in 5 billion years. Well, I would buy literally every corporation ever, solve the problems of people not getting what they need, and then also coincidentally become ruler of the world because I own everything. It's a win-win. People get to have good lives, I get to have a good life. I'd buy the Federal Reserve, all Forbes 500, all companies in the Dow Jones and Nasdaq. I'd buy the 100 largest banks and law firms. I'd buy all Chinese, Japanese, and Korean assets. I'd buy all commercial real estate worldwide. Remember, I have infinite money. I would fix my car. I've been driving around with the check engine light on for a couple months now, praying constantly that it doesn't die on the side of the road because we still won't have the money to fix it. People here are thinking way too small. I'm buying either Amazon or Walmart. I'm gonna set myself up for the remainder of my life. I'll sleep in one of the warehouses until that first check hits the account. I would set up no-kill dog and cat shelters all around the world, focusing first on places that normally don't put any importance on treating animals kindly and have big problems with strays especially. Many countries in South America come to mind. I would fund these to know when to make sure that they are big enough and well-equipped enough that the animals can run around all day, have all of their needs met, and live out their entire lives there being spoiled rotten and just happy f. Preserve all media by collecting a copy of every books, movies, games, songs, video etc. and put them in giant servers for all to use forever, including rebuilding the Library of Alexandria in multiple countries for free for future generations, then buy a big plot of land and build a house with a giant game collection. Pay off the debts of all my family members, those that are struggling, help them out, get a large lot to build 3 houses or more depending on the situation, one for my parents, another for me, and the last one would be more like a workout area, and then I guess get myself a 1968 Pontiac Firebird and find someone with a big enough brain to swap it to an electric type car. If the infinite money lasts me my entire life, a few mansions, a few garages, several cars for people I care about, an entirely different wardrobe, HRT, maybe a couple tattoos, a few PlayStations and PCs with a ton of games, a ton of canned food for whatever war ends up happening that I need to hide from, and most importantly, a bag of bell peppers, because I want a snack. A team of really discreet people to search out promising young people and find their ideas and work so they don't have to beg for grants from corrupt corporations, just focus on that cancer treatment or how to connect with autistic folks or building better infrastructure in underdeveloped countries. A nice townhouse with acres for my mom because she deserves it. She wants to train dogs and barn hunting and nose work, and have goats and chickens. My mom recently lost her 20-plus-year job and spent a ton of money last year on my cancer treatment. She deserves what she wants. Oh, I think my honest answer is actually gonna be quite unique. Nothing. I am perfectly fine as it is. I don't like luxury stuff. Perfectly comfortable with 1-bedroom apartment. Don't have wife and kids. Earn $3.5K. Spend $300-400. I don't need anything. Like, really, every time I see an advertisement it's like, oh, another useless thing I don't need. The moon. They say that nobody owns it, but if you have infinite money, you can pay the UN plus every government individually to say that you own it. You could even probably get the deed made, that way you own all the mining rights, property on it. And hell, you could probably even trademark the damn thing. Charging humanity for taking advantage of moonlight would probably go nowhere though. 10 acres and put multiple houses on it, one for my dad, one for my in-laws, one for my sister-in-law, and one for my brother-in-law. It would be in the woods, somewhere nice and cool. We would each have our houses on a different part of the land so there is still privacy. But I want my son to be able to see the people that love him more often. It takes a village to raise kids, and I want my son to feel that he has a great support system. He is only a year old now. It would take me some time to actually find the right house even with infinite money. I have pretty simple taste and I like my Subaru Forester. I'd probably just go trade that and this for fanciest one I could get my hands on. Buy all the homes for sale and then resell them for under their cost and only to people not looking to flip them or build a retail empire. This bubble needs to stop. I would be the sacrificial lamb to reset prices for everything. I'd pay off my dad's house first, and then second, I'd fund a countrywide spay-neuter program for all pets. Infinite money, right? And make sure there was always enough money for kill shelters to become no-kill shelters. Last thing, adios student debt for anyone. Dyson Swarm. Not only do you break dependency on fossil fuels, you raise humanity to the next level on the Kardashev scale. That's thinking big brain style, and it would take dramatic amounts of money, as well as cannibalizing a good portion of Mercury for materials. The first thing is going to be a fucking celebratory meal and drink. Everything else in this thread requires at least a day or two to deal with, but you can go out to a celebration dinner whenever.